Greetings and welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. I'm your host, Big Bacon. Today we're going to carry on reviewing with the McFarlane Toys AMC Walking Dead 5-inch scale Beth Greene. Beth is a unique character that was created for the show, one of a couple. Interesting character. Starting off meek, mild, ready to kill herself, all the way up to, I need a drink and let's burn this mother effer down. So she had an interesting arc before her actual demise, and was one of the last, what's the word I want to use here? One of the last new characters released in the McFarlane line. Todd has this terrible habit, and he still continues it today, of thinking that only one or two characters really matter to a toy line. And on that, he was dead wrong. I did not need an 8th Michonne. I did not need a 9th Rick. Don't get me wrong, love Rick. Rick was the man. Okay, actually, Abraham was the man, but Rick was up there. Didn't need 9 versions of him. But what I needed was a Jesus. It wasn't in a limited release 3-pack. What I needed was an Aaron. Okay, no, actually, I take that back. We got an Aaron. We did not get a 5-inch Ezekiel. Father Gabriel. There were so many characters that we didn't get a version of. And yeah, it kind of ticked me off. Ticked a lot of people off. But you know what? I don't work for them. And come to think of it, they don't carry this line anymore, so what does that tell you? Terrible distribution, terrible re-releases, repaints, reuses. I mean, McFarlane pulled out all the terrible tricks for this line, killed it dead. Actually, what killed it, what completely ended any interest in collectors for his Walking Dead line anymore, was he went from a 10th wave of 5-inch figures to exclusively 7-inch. And even then, it was in like 3 release lines, they released 2 Daryls, if that tells you anything. So, yeah, everybody who collected all those 5-inch figures did not want to have to buy all new 7-inch figures of the same thing. But once again, I digest. So, as always, we're going to look at the figure. All right. As you can tell, completely unscripted. We're going to look at the accessory. We're going to look at the character or the figure, check the articulation, gear her up, and get her on a shelf. Now, accessory-wise, she came with a pistol and a rifle. Now, she doesn't have anywhere to stow the pistol on her, so she does not currently have the pistol. What she does have is an M16. Collapsible stock with the plastic mags, optics package. They've got the forward iron sight, the bayonet attachment, magazine release button, selector switch. You can kind of make out the cover. All in all, it's a nice looking sculpt. And now whatever this paint is, where it's just like speckled reflective, it's sparkly. It's Edward Cullen in the sunlight, sparkly. I'm not a huge fan of it. Now from a distance, it's not nearly as terrible. You get up on it and it's like, wow, dude. And you might notice there's a hole in the hand, or the handle. We'll get back to that in a moment. Move on to looking at the figure. Now, this character was portrayed by Emily Kinney. Now, she started off, she was just like an annoying background character. But by the end of her arc, I was rooting for her. She had developed into an actual all-around character. So, yeah, when she had her brain blown out, was not thrilled. The hair sculpt is nice. The the wash that they did is kind of extreme, I think is the word I will use. The face sculpt, The likeness to Emily Kinney is very nice. It's spot on. Eyes are punched in there fairly well. She's actually looking straight ahead. She's got on a long sleeve shirt with a sweater over the top. And as with the Apocalypse, everything is kind of old and worn. I mean, she's got her thumb sticking through the cuffs of the sweater. The shirt is all dingy and tore up. The pants are ripped. Come down here to these boots, and yeah, I would give a woman half my paycheck for the rest of her life if she had boots like this. Anyways, so onto the articulation. Oh, one thing I did want to point out real quick. Remember that hole in the handle? When you have such small, dainty hands that it makes it difficult to actually grip a weapon? He gave her pegs in the palms of her hand to go through the holes in the handle and help to secure her ability to hold it. That was engineering genius that nobody else had done before. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Under the articulation, so the head does rotate, but you're fighting the ponytail in the back. It will tilt up some, and the ponytail will give way for a little bit. But eventually it does kind of want to push its way back. Looking down, yeah, she got a little bit of down even. She has tilt. Not a whole lot of the Walking Dead figures ended up with tilt. Arm hinges up to about 45 degrees. It will rotate, but you're fighting against this overhang on the shoulder. Single jointed elbow comes up to right around 90 and rotates at the elbow. She's got a rotation point high on the wrist, and then another one low on the wrist. Reason? No clue. There's a hinge built in here that gives a horizontal on this side. And interesting. I think I had twisted this into, yeah. So this side, at the hand itself, it doesn't want to twist. It'll twist up there at the high point, but not at the actual hand. As for the hinging, it feels like the entire thing is just froze. Oh, there we go. I busted it loose. So yeah, she's got horizontal on this side too. At least I'm assuming. Trying to figure out which way this is actually supposed to line up. Yeah, it looks like that's the way. So horizontal on this side as well. No torso cut, no waist articulation. She has the double hinge hips, so she kicks out that far. Kicks forward that far. A single jointed knee that comes back 45 degrees. Rotates at the knee. Now, it felt like the boot had twisted as well, but not looking like it actually does. So, there's no ankle articulation, no foot articulation. None of it. So, we are going to get this pistol or rifle in her hand, which you just line up the peg with the hole. You line up the peg with the hole. You line up the peg with the hole. It seems like the peg has been bent. Yeah, the peg is very soft and not wanting to actually go in. There we go. So, yeah, she is gripping an M16, and it's already slid out. But I only ever had her carrying it in a low position anyway, so just trying to get it across her body, not an easy task. So there we have her. What do you say we get her on a shelf real quick? Gonna put her near her dad. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll see y'all next time.